Hey Sandra, hey Angie, hey Wanda, hey Queens. How y'all doing on this beautiful, blessed Thursday? How everybody doing on this beautiful, blessed Thursday? And the reason why I always thank God for another day, Thursday is a special day. Every day is a special day to me. You know, when I wake up, hey Queens, how y'all doing? When I wake up every day, it's a blessing. It's a blessing for me to allow God to be in my life. It's a blessing just to be here. And it's a blessing for y'all to be here. It's a blessing for y'all to be here on Facebook. It's a blessing for y'all to be here on IG. It's a blessing for y'all to be on my YouTube channel. Thank y'all for being on my YouTube channel, Queens and Kings. And one day we gonna all come together on one channel. So y'all, I want to start off by saying happy birthday. Hey Kizzy, hey Queen, hey niece. I want to start off by saying thank y'all for the cash app on IG. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't looking for that. I asked y'all for $1 and y'all gave me more than $1. Thank y'all. So y'all on YouTube, they stepped their game up on IG. They blessed me with more than $1. To God be the glory, because I wasn't really looking for that. When I asked y'all for $1, I just was saying that. I was saying, send me $1. I wasn't really asking y'all for $1. So thank y'all. I'm gonna be a blessing to somebody else when it's time for me. And I'm sure that I'd be a blessing when I come on here and be transparent and living in my truth, and telling people, certain things that I went through in my life. And one day we're gonna have story time before I decide. So my book should have been out this year. My book should have been out this year, but for whatever reason, my book keep getting delayed. Not denied, but delayed. And it's okay because I'm not gonna rush the process. So, like I said, my book keep getting delayed, but not denied. So, not in my time, but in God's time. So again, thank y'all for the cash out. Oh, yes, Queen. That's a blessing. So a lot of people don't know. Thank you, Mecca. Hey, Mecca. Hey, Queen. Thank you, Mecca. So a lot of people don't realize people that write books, when they write the book, everything that they don't say and can't say gonna be in the book. It's a lot of things that I never said, throughout my life and throughout the years that I've been in a wheelchair. It's some things that I've been holding back because I feel like it's better to say on, like on paper and let people read about it, because some people act like they can't comprehend. We got a lot of people that act like they can't comprehend. Every time I say I'm done, God be saying no, yeah. That's the same thing with me. I be thinking, and I be, having everything ready, and people saying, when the book coming out, when the book coming out, when the book. I guess I just need to just do this and keep my mouth shut and just wait on God for whenever my book do decide, to come out or whatever. But everything is in order and stuff like that with my book or whatever. It's just a matter of time. I'm gonna say that. But again, thank y'all on IG. I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't looking for y'all to bless me like y'all blessed me. So to God be the glory. And y'all gonna get that back in some. So I want to say happy birthday to my brother. Hey, Mama Ava. Hey, Patricia. Yes, Mecca. So I want to say happy birthday to my brother Isaiah. My brother Isaiah, I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. And I was trying to find a good picture where I can post today, so he could see me telling him happy birthday. But I couldn't find a picture for some apparent reason. So I just gave up because I couldn't find a picture. So I love you too. I love you more. But anyway, today, the topic for today is we're talking about parents. We're talking about parents that wasn't there for their kids. We're talking about a mother that wasn't there. We're talking about, his name is spelled Izell. Izell. Thank you, Sherwood. Hey, Tracy. Love y'all, Queen. So y'all, when I be talking, and sometimes I might not be looking directly in the camera, it's because I'm on 3 different platforms. I'm trying to share myself with everybody, and I can tell, like, they noticed that today it didn't die down, about, what, yeah, no, Z, wait, Zell, not the Y, Zell, like that. So they noticed everything and died down for us. What happened with my nephew's store and all that kind of stuff that they was running over here. I could tell it different. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm gonna continue. I know why they was coming over here. They was coming over here for the mess to see what I had to say and all that kind of stuff there. And they came over here and they heard things that they want to see and things that they didn't want to see. Do y'all see them over here now? Well, it's all good because at the end of the day, I already know they was on my page for those days that they was on my page. But God, they open the doors for other people to really know, me and see me. So a lot of people really gonna get to know me, through me, even though I was, to me, I was out of order. And to me, I felt like I was out of order with like cussing, because I went so far with not cussing, and I just felt bad after the fact, with Jehovah, because I was like, I let them take me out of my character. But some people, I just feel like that's the only thing they understand. Like if you got a man and you all good to him and you all sweet and all that, he don't understand that. But the minute you put your foot down and you go to hollering and letting him know you ain't no pushover, then he understand. Hey, niece, love you, girl. Then he go to understanding. So yeah, that's what we talking about today. The parents that wasn't there for their kids, and that's my topic for today. So first of all, hey to everybody on all my platforms, all three of my platforms. Right. He said, don't throw salt. Right. So y'all, I know a lot of y'all know Viney, right? So I was looking on social media last night, and I was surprised because I know Viney been going through a whole lot, with her life or whatever. And I saw Viney had a fight. So I'm like, okay. And from me to Viney, if y'all could tag Viney in this, because sometimes when I be on my lives and stuff like that, she'll pop in and she'll pop out. I know about us with the alphabets, the HIV or whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this to a lot of people. HIV is not a death sentence. HIV, you can still live your life. You can still enjoy your life. I understand that she's dealing with a lot of stuff mentally. I'm dealing with a lot of stuff mentally. All right. She got her strength of health. Her strength of health. She can walk. She can dress herself. She can look beautiful. She fix herself up. She look beautiful. She got kids. She can do a lot of things that I can't do. So grant the fact that she can do a lot of things that I can't do, I'm still not going to allow the things that I can't do to, to take over me. I'm not going to allow me being in a wheelchair to hold me down. I'm not going to allow the HIV. Hey, Maria. Hey, Queen Tanya. I'm not going to allow the HIV to take control of me. At the end of the day, at one point in your life, you got to realize that it's time for you to grow up. When things happen in your life, right? When things happen in your life, you have to know how to get to a point where you got to think about dealing with certain things. And I understand they be picking with Viney as well, right? But at the end of the day, I just feel like me, myself, I understand she got to defend herself and stuff like that. And they keep on picking with her. But you got to watch the company you keep. All right. We bring things on ourselves. Like, say for instance, like when I come on, hey Mika, hey Queen, like when I come on social media and somebody's talking about something and I pass my opinion, I got to be prepared for when somebody come back and try to come back and clap on me. So I prepare myself whenever I speak under somebody's comments. If they come back and say something about me, I'm waiting on them, because at the end of the day, I put myself in somebody else's business that had nothing to do with me. So it's understandable, because social media, all us be on social media, and some people pass their comment and some people don't. And I'm one of the people where I am an influential person. I am an inspirational person. I have my own platform, so I pass my opinion. But what I noticed when I pass my opinion, thank you, Alfred. When I pass my opinion, people always want to say something about me, but other people pass their opinion. It's like they're afraid to speak to them or say something to them. I don't know what they think about me, because at the end of the day, I got a horrible mouth when you play with me. I know how to deal with you with my mouth and mentally. At one time, I didn't know how to deal with people with my mouth, even though I always had a little flip mouth. I always wanted to knock somebody out or something like that. And that's why at the end of the day, when I was coming up, ain't nobody really played with me. And now people feel the need that they feel like I'm in a wheelchair. So to them, they might think that I'm weak because I'm in a wheelchair. But what they got to realize is that if you push and push and push and you keep on poking the bell, sooner than later, the bell gonna come out. And a lot of people don't really look at life like that. If you keep on picking with somebody and picking with somebody, but now we at an age, I'm not gonna say we, I'm gonna say I'm at an age where I can sit down and think about my life and think about the choices I'm gonna make before I make the choices. Because even though they pick with Viney, you have to do certain things in certain ways in certain orders because Viney have children. Viney got young children. Now Viney life is not just her life. She got children that's dependent on her. And if she got children that's dependent on her, she got to start making better choices for her children. Even with her music, she got daughters. I'm not Viney, but I just feel like in a lot of ways, yeah, contents and leave messy. Yeah, in a lot of ways, I just feel like I'm gonna use Byron Cole words. He said, you are who you rock with. And they make a lot of sense. The company that you keep and the people that you be around and surround yourself with, either they're gonna make you or they're gonna break you. And if you dealing with those type of people, how can you grow when at the end of the day there are people that's not trying to grow with you? There are people that's not trying to go places where you're trying to go. So how can those type of people that be around you, most of the time when we trying to go somewhere in life, people, when we trying to go somewhere in life, some people that we think is for us, they really not for us. So how can we expect people to be for us? Mika, I could press you in, but if I press you in on IG, that means the people that's on YouTube and Facebook, they're not gonna be able to hear you. See, that's what I be trying to tell all of y'all. It's best if all y'all that's on my platform, if all y'all will come to YouTube. YouTube have StreamYard. StreamYard is that I can put you on my platform. You can be up there. You can say how you feel. You don't have to show your face. You could just speak and say how you feel. You could be on my platform, even if you somebody you want to talk about your life story and you don't want nobody to know who you is. All they'll hear is your verse, and they really don't. Hey, punch lady, and they really don't know who you are. But the reason why I can't put nobody on my live on Facebook and on Instagram is because the platform that I come on every day is YouTube. And if I put you on my live on Instagram, that means the people on my YouTube channel is not going to hear what you and I are talking about. That go the same for Facebook. So I hope one day that all y'all get I am AMAs on YouTube and all us could be on one accord. You can, TT. Oh, you made a mistake, Mika? Oh. But anyway, if y'all ever want to be on, hey, Tony, hey, y'all, if you ever want to come on my platform and you ever want to feel like you have something you need to say or whatever, or maybe I said something and maybe I didn't say it in the right order, and maybe you want to correct me and say, hey, no, this ain't the way that went, or yeah, it wasn't like that. You are free to come on my platform anytime you want. Viney is free to come on my platform anytime she wants. But at the end of the day, I think in a lot of ways, because I've been reaching out to Viney. I done reached out to her a couple of times, but I am not going to, force her to come and, and we talk or whatever. But I am, I don't know if I had it long as Viney or Viney had it longer than me. No, I had it since 2013. Viney had it, I think, 2016. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, in a lot of ways that it's just me. Maybe God want Viney to change her whole persona. Maybe he want her to change her whole life. You know what I'm saying? Because what they don't realize is that God allows stuff to happen to you for you to get it right within yourself, especially when you got young adult kids looking up to you or young kids looking up to you. The music that Viney been making, it's explicit. And I said this before, and no disrespect to Bonnie. What if God want her to stop making music like that? Because let me tell y'all something. The way the world is right now, if y'all don't teach y'all children about Jehovah right now, they are going to be lost. Some of y'all are going to lose your children because of y'all negligent. And when I say negligent, is because of y'all not teaching them the word and teaching them what they're gonna need when we expire on this earth as their parents. Y'all need to teach y'all children, if mama and daddy is no longer here on this earth, this is what you need to do. If something happened to me today or tomorrow, I'm gonna teach you how to survive. I'm gonna teach you how to survive to the point to where you don't have to depend on other people. So a lot of y'all have kids. Y'all teach them how to use a cell phone. Y'all teach them how to use a tablet. Y'all teach them things like that. These young kids know more about the cell phones and the internet more than us adults. Since 2023. Okay. So if, wait, 2023, that's not what I heard. 2023, 24, 25, 26, that's only 3 years. That don't add up. That don't add up. Because that's not what I heard. So I heard 2016 out her mouth. That's only 2023, only 3 years. She said Michael had it since 2016. So 20, 23 is not, that's not correct. 23 is 3 years. For what I can understand, if I'm not mistaken, they say Michael had it from 2016. Or she was messing with him. Oh, okay, yeah. So thank God I be listening. See, I be listening and I listen to her story. I don't just listen. I listen. You know what I'm saying? Like when our mama tell us to do stuff, we say we listening, but we really not listening. And we have to go back and say, Mama, what you said? That because you didn't listen the first time. And a lot of y'all is like that. A lot of y'all listen to me, but I guarantee y'all, if I ask y'all a question about something that I said on social media, y'all have to come back and say, what you said, Miss Ann? So everybody want to believe that they know what I say, but I guarantee you, everybody that be on my platform can't remember everything I said about my life. No, Michael had it that long. She just found out a few years back. But that ain't what I heard, y'all. That ain't what I heard. That ain't what I heard. 3 years. That ain't what I heard. I heard she knew he had it since 2016 and she was with him in 2016. Y'all got to do the math because the other girl, her friend, her ex-friend, got a baby. And her and him was messing with him at the same time. See, let me tell y'all something. I listen. And when people talk, especially when they have something to do with something that I'm dealing with, I listen. Y'all got to listen. She said in 2016, he had it, and her friend backdoor her, and her friend got a little boy. The little boy is every bit of, I'm gonna say, I don't really exactly know how old the little boy, but I saw a picture. The little boy got to be at least 5 or 6 years old, or maybe more than that. But I saw the little boy one time. Y'all got to listen. If a person keep on telling y'all something and you go back and listen again, let me tell you something. When you tell the truth, you're going to remember the truth. That's why I tell people, if you tell a lie, you got to remember the lie that you told, because somebody else might come up and ask you that same question. Now you got to think back on what I said to everybody else. So I don't know exactly when she was contracted or whatever, but I do know that I heard 2016. I heard 2016. I heard 2016 and 2017. So I'm just saying, a lot of y'all be listening, but y'all don't really be listening. Let me tell you why I listen. The reason why I listened, because I was like, well, if he had it from 2016 and I think Viney came out, if I'm not mistaken, would have been like 2 years. If I'm not mistaken, I think it been 2 years, probably going on 3 years, because it's time passed so fast. So let me see. Boom, 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 boom. I think it been 2 years. I think we going into the third year. But when I heard Vina talk about her story, I heard her say, they say Michael had it since 2016. So if Michael had it since 2016 and Vina was messing with him and Dino was messing with him and Dino backdoored Viney and had a baby for him. So I be listening, even though I'm older. Y'all can't pull no walls or y'all can't pull no sheet over my head. Cause I've been here before. I've been here before and I'm here right now. So y'all can't just tell me no anything and I'm not gonna do my mind investigation in my mind. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if I tell y'all, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all again. I found out in 2013. So do the math for me. I found out in 2013. So me finding out in 2013, my story never changed and it never will change, because I can go back as far as me going to the doctor and the doctor could pull me up a chart and tell me the day that I found out that I was infected. So at the end of the day, I be saying a lot of y'all be listening to a lot of stuff on social media, listening to a lot of people and this and that. But I didn't come on here to talk about that. But even though I brought that up, because I always bring up the status and this and that, because people love to hear about, some people that's new on here don't know much about HIV and stuff like that. But like I've been telling a lot of people, it's a lot of people, hey Queen, Ariane, hey Monday. I've been telling a lot of people here in New Orleans, all around the regional, all around New Orleans is infected with HIV. It's like the walking, yeah, in New Orleans. And at the end of the day, me as a person that have it, I know people that have it. But at the end of the day, when I see them all over social media and I see them, talking about people and talking about, oh, this and that, and they sick and all that kind of stuff, that sometimes I have to literally shake my head and say, Lord, have mercy. And the reason why I say, Lord, have mercy on them, because they is not transparent and they not living in their truth, but they yet and still on the internet trying to degrade people that have it, when at the same time, a lot of people that be around on social media platforms, on all the platforms, is infected with HIV. I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, that's the people that a lot of people y'all trust. It's a lot of people y'all look up to. So to me, and somebody say, well, hey, people ain't gonna say that because they'll look bad for certain people and all that kind of stuff there. So if I'm woman enough, right. But if I'm woman enough, the not be shamed, to be transparent, take accountability, and say, yeah, I was in. Let me tell you something. Nobody didn't put a pum or in my back and say, you need to go on the internet and just tell everybody your business. I thought about it and I felt like it was the right thing for me to do. And I didn't fault nobody but me. I fault myself and I fault him who I got it from. But mainly, I should have been more careful. But at the end of the day, I was caught up in my emotions. And I went along to get along with somebody I was in love with as a little girl. So me, I take fully accountability for me accepting the fact that I know somebody gave it to me and I chose to stay with them. I didn't stay with them because I had low self-esteem. I stayed with them because I felt like, you did this to me. In a lot of ways, the first husband destroyed my life in a lot of ways. I fault myself for that too, because he was abusive and I should have left him too. And I fault myself for allowing myself to have sex with a man that had been in jail for 27 years without protection. Right. I fought myself. And to a lot of y'all, a lot of women out here, a lot of y'all women is messing with men that's incarcerated. Y'all waiting on men to come out of jail from being incarcerated for decades and decades and decades. Now, what y'all need to do is do a background check. Check the resume as far as going is trying to find out, was he sleeping with men while he was in jail? Because that's a big factor. And no, they don't want to talk about it, and they don't want to speak about it. But I was listening to OG Murder, and OG Murder said something that made a lot of sense. OG Murder said that they have my YouTube channel is I Am Ann Mays. Thank you, Queen. Murder said that they got all these, I don't really want to call them the what they call them, the rainbow. I'm gonna say the rainbow people. They got all the rainbow people out here. He said they made it like that so they could stop producing kids, so many kids. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It wouldn't be right if I don't stay and speak on certain things. I ain't never seen so many gay people in my life. And the reason why I say that, I don't discriminate, because it's one or two or three in everybody's family. But I never seen so many young people that think they know what they want and making decisions to be a boy and a girl. I ain't never seen that in my life. That tells y'all the level of disrespect that the world has right now. Because we had so much respect for our parents coming up, and we came in the house and said something about kissing another girl, and you a boy, we would get probably stoned. We would get stoned, get punished, and you better not say that again. So now that we got 10-year-olds, 11-year-olds, 12 years old saying, I think I want to be with a girl. I think I want to be with a boy. And y'all thinking that's cool. Okay. Hey, Queen. Okay. Says your child. We cannot discriminate who our children become, but we can sit them down and talk to them and be real with them and tell them, all right, you my child, you my son, you my daughter. You my daughter, you want to be a boy. You my son, you want to be a girl. But I'm going to be real with you. Mama still love you, even though I don't agree with your lifestyle. And I'm going to tell you this. Jehovah don't like it. Jehovah don't like it. And a lot of people, right, when you say change the topic, a lot of people, why you want me to change the topic? Because somebody on here need to hear this. A lot of people really don't really embrace that. I got people I love. I got friends. I got a lot of people I know, their children are that type of way, and they still love their children. So I'm not bringing this up, but this is a talk that we have to have. No disrespect to none of y'all, but this is something that needs to be said. So if you got a child like that, it's not your fault that your child is like that. But at the end of the day, at one point, us as parents got to take accountability and know that somewhere down the line, something happened. Oh, all right, my baby. The topic today is I'm talking about parents who wasn't there for their kids. That's the topic for today. Parents that wasn't there for their kids. Can y'all like, subscribe, and share? Can y'all share the video to somebody? I'm just saying, y'all, the reason why I'm on certain topics, because this everyday life that we dealing with right now. Right now. So at the end of the day, you got a daughter. I got 2 daughters, and I got 2 sons. And yeah, we be seeing the girls out there, And they be hitting each other between the butt and all that kind of stuff there. So in your mind, so when we see stuff like that, parents don't want to think, damn, this the new trend, this what they doing now. You know what I'm saying? But y'all listen, this is the way of the world. This our generation now. We are being forced by Jehovah. At the end of the day, we can't turn our back on our children when we love them. But me as a parent, if I had a daughter or a son, and I knew they was like that, mama still love you. If you need me, I'm going to be there for you. But whatever you do it out there. Because I'm a woman of God. And a woman of God, you either going to be for Jehovah or you're going to be for, and by me being a woman of God, I can't, I'm not going to throw you to the wolves, but I got to be, if I'm transparent and I'm telling y'all I changed my life and I'm living right, it wouldn't be right if I wouldn't be transparent. It wouldn't be right if I wouldn't come on here and say, you know what, it's not right now. Anybody that love God, anybody that go to church or whatever, religion you is or whatever, it's in the word that, at the end of the day, we know what we should and we shouldn't do. Another woman shouldn't be with another man, somebody else's wife. Somebody else's husband. Another man shouldn't be with another man's wife. It's written. But a lot of people think because we on earth and stuff not happening to them right now on earth, that they can't see in their mind, they acting like, yeah, well, I'll just take my L and this and that. Let me tell you something. If you knowing you doing wrong, and Jehovah send you a sign and say, you know what, you've been messing with that woman husband for quite some time. You've been messing with that man wife for quite some time. And he sent a message. And he sent you over here by Ann, and Ann talking about marriage and talking about, infidelity and this and that. God give us warnings. He give us signs. And the reason why your life ain't going right, because at the end of the day, you got a man at home and you still sleeping outside of your marriage, or you got a woman at home sleeping outside your marriage with somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife, because you're not happy with what's going on at home. If you're not happy with her and she's not happy with you, at the end of the day, why be together? But nobody don't want to leave. For whatever reason, everybody have their own reason. It's called stability. Somebody making six figures, somebody the breadwinner. Y'all got all kind of reasons why y'all still staying in relationships when at the end of the day, y'all feel like y'all can't. Y'all know how many single women they got in the world right now? And we making it, and we surviving. So to a lot of y'all that's out there, y'all feel the need. Y'all feel like, oh, I got to have somebody. I can't be by myself. Thank you, Queen. I can't be by myself. I got to have a man. Well, you do have a man. You got a man that said, I will never leave you nor to forsaken you. And for me to y'all, he ain't never left me. And he ain't never forsaken me. Now, I left him. When I left him, I went through so much in my life. I was crying in the car, riding at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, crying in the car. Ain't nobody answering the phone, because nobody don't want to hear when you're going through. Nobody don't know when you going through. People be on the outside looking in, and they judging your outer appearance, but they don't know you tore from the floor in the inside. They don't know you dealing with so much mentally and so much within your heart, but in your mind, you dealing with infidelity. You dealing with a man that you love. You dealing with a woman that you love, and they done cheated on you and say they ain't gonna do it no more, and they constantly doing it. You got women calling your phone. You got men calling your phone out of respect, and you doing everything you could possibly do to make this person happy, and nothing you do is making them happy. Nothing you do. But a lot of y'all thinking, oh, well, if I give him a threesome, maybe he'll love me more. If I get a girl in the bed, maybe he'll love me more. And y'all listen to all that about you need to eat the butt and all that kind of stuff. Where y'all get all that from? Where y'all get the butt, eating the butt and all? Where in the world did y'all get that from? And yet, and still, they say the cleanest thing on our body is our mouth. Everything goes through our mouth and it goes out our butt. So where the nastiest part on our body? I'm just saying. and y'all putting your mouth down there just because you're trying to win him over, just because you're trying to win her over. And I was talking to somebody today, and I'm not gonna say who I was talking to, and we was talking about one of her friends, and her friend was messing with a guy. And the guy kept on rejecting her. It's somebody with a PhD, somebody that's real, real smart, she got it going on, nice looking big girl, whatever. But she had a sex fetish. She this person where she just have to have sex. So she was messing with a man, and the man really didn't never want to sleep with her. The man said, I don't want to sleep with you. You're not my type. Of course, that's the excuse she used. But listen, all the signs was there. And she thought it was her. And she was like, well, I'm going to do everything I can. He going to sleep with me. I'm going to make sure I get that D. The man kept on saying, I don't like you like that. You're not my type. He kept rejecting her. Like I'll be telling y'all, some rejection is protection. Your body is your temple. So she just felt like, well, you know what? He thinking he gonna reject me, but I'm gonna get the D. In her mind, she gonna get the D. But not knowing that at the end of the day, listen to the story. She was like, well, he don't want to sleep with me, and he don't want to do this and this and that. So I'm gonna give him some top. So a lot of y'all know what the top is. That means, up here. And he's still like, nah, I don't want no sex with you. I don't look at you like that. You're not my type or whatever. So she told the friend, yeah, I gave him some top. And I ate his back there. I ate him back there. So he still, at this point, he still didn't want to sleep with her. If it don't fit, don't force it. But in her mind, because her sex is high, in her mind, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna make him. He gonna give me the D. In her mind, she want the D. But the man kept saying, I don't like you like that. I don't see you like that. I want to be with you like that. So her thinking, if she give him something in the back, suck on him in the back, she's gonna get in his head. And then she went down on him and let him. I ain't gonna say the nasty part that she did, but it was nasty, horrible. So ladies, let me tell y'all something. Even if you don't have sex with a man, right, with your vagina, if you put your mouth on him and you let him, and it goes inside of your lungs and your body, she contracted HIV from putting her mouth on him, and he hadn't even never gave her the D. And the moral of the story is she went to give blood on her job. So she on her job giving blood. And when she gave blood on her, when she tried to, give blood on her job. So they came back with the blood and it was like, we need to talk to you. And she was like, talk to me about what? You could talk to me. At this time she was on the phone with her friend. And she said, I ain't worried about it. My friend, she could hear, that's my best friend. I don't care. You can say it in front of the friend. Like that. So they said, we just want you to know that you are HIV positive. So in her mind, I ain't never slept with him. All I did was went down on him and did the butt thing to him. But ladies, y'all got to realize, even if you don't let him put himself inside of you, if you put your mouth on him and you allow him to do the nasty thing in your mouth, that's how she contracted HIV. So we got a lot of the younger generation that's out here. They feel like, like when they get intoxicated. And a lot of y'all get intoxicated off of that, what it is, the little round bottle, the Tito and the vodka, and all y'all get real. A lot of y'all get real drunk, because I be seeing y'all. And y'all be touching all the girls and they bottom part and all that kind of stuff there. That's y'all, that's the new trend, that's y'all trend. But at the end of the day, me coming up as a young girl, if my mom or anybody saw us doing some stuff like that, you gonna get a butt whipping that you ain't never had in your entire life. So yeah, it's semen. So I just didn't want to say it because I didn't know whether or not I can say it. Certain things I be trying not to say because I tries to be respectful as much as I can. But once she allowed that to go in her mouth, through her body, through her lungs, in her mind, her delusional mind, she thinking she's safe, but she wasn't safe. And the reason why she wasn't safe because a lot of people don't believe that you can get HIV from oral sex, either man or woman. If you go down on a woman, if you go down on a man, and they get an orgasm, and you and it go all the way down, and it's in your system. Do y'all not know semen is blood? For the people who don't know that, for the people who don't know that, do y'all not know that semen is blood? If y'all didn't know, now y'all know. And at the end of the day, so in her mind, I ain't never slept with him, but I did do this with him and I did do that. And that's how she contracted. Yeah, my YouTube is up now. I go on my YouTube channel every day. It's up now. But I'm trying to get everybody to be on one accord, because if everybody come to my YouTube channel, then I won't have to be trying to be over here at Facebook, and I'll be over here on Facebook because I got older people. I got one of my number one fans that's 82 years old that don't know how to work all the other social media, and she begged me not to take down and stop going live on Facebook. So that's the sacrifice I chose to make for my 82-year-old fan. And then, I got people on Instagram that can get YouTube, but some of them, eventually I'm gonna go to YouTube and I'm gonna have one platform, and I probably do certain things on YouTube, certain things like people on TikTok. Now, when I'm on TikTok, I get like up to 100,000 likes and stuff like that on TikTok. But at the end of the day, I'm not on every platform right now. My Facebook is the same. I am Ann Mays. If you go on my Facebook right now, you can see I'm on live now. But these young girls need to be educated. When they get intoxicated, they get humbugged, they're out there drinking, and when they wake up the next day, they don't know what they be done did. So if you out there getting drunk to the point to where you wake up and you don't know what you did, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Oh, I ain't know how to do that. Somebody got to show me how to do that. I don't know how to do that, Queen. So, it's a lot of things that our new generation don't know. Thank you, Queen. It's a lot of things that our kids are not educated on. And like me, I come on here and I speak about a lot of things that I have been through for us with me being in a wheelchair and all that kind of stuff. That a lot of people are not educated on it. And a lot of guys, and they mind, like one guy was like, "You still have sex?" I was like, "Duh." Why wouldn't I still be able to have sex? I still got a legs and I still can open them. See what I'm saying? To me, some people, it's the dumbest shit and dumbest questions that they could ever ask to them. I'm just trying to understand, but I don't get, ignorant with nobody, but I be like, how you going to ask a question like that when I still got two legs and I still can open them like that, But I didn't say that to them. But in my mind, I was like, well, damn, maybe this a person just in their mind thinking everybody that's in a wheelchair can't have sex, which I thank God that I don't have a bag. I don't wear a bag. Some men, they got colostomy bags, and some of them have urine bags on them and all that kind of stuff. Thank you, Queen, for subscribing. Some men have colostomy bags on their stomach. Some of them have pumps that they use to have sex to make their private part down there hard that's in a wheelchair. And some of them have the urine bag, on them. Thank God I don't have none of them. When I was pum, I just have a bullet right here in my chest. And I never had no surgery. I just was in a coma. I was in a coma for, I think, quite some time. I don't remember me suffering. I don't remember none of that. All I remember is when I came out, when I came out the coma, I remember seeing the first husband. I remember seeing my baby, my baby daddy. And I don't remember them telling me I was paralyzed until one day they told me, and it really didn't dawn on me. It didn't dawn on me until it was time for me to go to rehab. And I had little children, so I had to learn how to take care of my children from a wheelchair. And I did that. And I did a damn good job at it for the haters out there. So when they be talking all that shit and this and that, they couldn't even walk a mile in my shoes, even if they was rolling in my shoes. I'm just saying. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on that at the end of the day, I don't like to bring on certain subjects about certain things, but it wouldn't be right I'm not biased. So even though I got people that's on here that have kids that they know their kids are some type of way, they don't tell me nothing about that. They don't feel no type of way because they know that's life. We can't change who our children become. No matter what they could be blind, crippled, crazy, or whatever they got, that's still our children. That's still the children that we can't pick our parents. Y'all can't pick y'all parents. At the end of the day, it is what it is. My life didn't turn out to be the way that I wanted my life. It didn't turn out to be that way. And I'm here to tell y'all, the life that I chose is the life that he gave to another woman. Whether y'all believe it or not, the life that he gave to her after she did what she did to me, that's the life that I want to live with him. That's why I gave him 2 children, a girl and a boy. And he let the enemy strip him from our marriage. But at the same time, I'm going to say this. If he started getting involved in that street life, he was going to lose me anyway. He was going to lose me anyway because I didn't want no part of that life. I didn't want I had to made a promise when I went to jail one time and told God that I didn't want no more part of the drug life, no more part of men that's out there, living that type of life. So if she would have held on a little bit longer, she probably would have got him without pum-puming me in my back. But I'm woman enough to tell y'all that the life that he gave her, the life that he are probably living with her now, is the life that I wanted him to give me. Everything that I feel like I wanted him to do with me, I saw him with my own eyes do it with her. And I'm just woman enough to say that. And I cried a many days and a many nights. But on the flip side, everything happened to me saved me. And the reason I say save me is that eventually somebody was going, hey, Nesta, hey, Queen, hey, sister. Eventually somebody was going to get hurt. Eventually I was going to hurt somebody from playing with me. So either I was going to wind up 6 feet under, or I was going to wind up in St. Gabriel Women's Prison for a long time. So to a lot of y'all that's out there, that's women that think this is an easy, task. This is something easy for me to deal with. I dealt with this for 31 years. And at the end of the day, I think about my life, and at one time I used to say, if I shoulda, woulda, coulda, but that was the life that was dealt to me. My life could have been a little worse, but I look at, and I got another sister by my daddy, and me and my sister are close by my dad. Her name is Lisa, and she's a caregiver. And her and I, my daddy got other children outside my mother kids, right? Me and my sister go through a whole lot. My sister is a good woman. I am a good woman. My sister is the type of woman that makes her own money. She got everything she could possibly want, and she made good money, and she have a problem with a man. Don't get me wrong, she can get a man, but at the end of the day, she are too good in a lot of ways for the man that, see, us as women, we have certain men that we want to be with, and we have certain ways that we want certain men to be. And the ones that we want, not necessarily the ones that God wants us to be with. And when me and my sister, we talk time to time, and we have a conversation, and we think about our daddy, because our daddy was a pimp. For the ones who don't know, my daddy was a real pimp. And for the people who don't know, the new people that's, just not coming to follow me or whatever, my daddy had 6 women living with him. My daddy didn't eat pork. My daddy, if they would bring home some pork wings poke ham, whatever it is, he throw it out the house and give it to the dog. I didn't saw it happen. I done saw my daddy abuse women. I done saw my daddy lock women in the closet. I done saw my daddy beat them with a belt. My daddy was very abusive to women. So to make a long story short, me and my sister, we feel like everything that our daddy did, we paid for that answer. And I'm only telling y'all this because our sins as adults can fall on our children or our children's children. So y'all got to be very mindful of the life y'all chose to live. Some of y'all be going out there stealing and y'all be having the children right there with y'all. And when they steal or pick up something out the store and don't pay for it, you want to whip their behind, but they already saw you put something in your purse without paying for it. Now, when back in the days when I used to steal, my children never was with me. I did all kind of stuff, but my children wasn't with me. But they used to be wondering, well, my mama don't work. How we get this? How we get this and this and that? They knew I didn't work, but they know I was out there doing something. But at the end of the day, I kept it away from them. Except for a couple of times when I done brought stuff back and stuff like that, they knew that. I always brought stuff back. I buy it. And at the end of the day, I might have it for a while. And then when it's time to bring the bill, pay the bills, I bring it back. And it is. And after a while, like, I just stopped doing that because I felt like I was getting tired because everything, going to the stores, bringing stuff back and all that, it's tiresome. It wears you out. And I had to pray on that. But me and my sister always felt like the abuse come from our daddy. And in a lot of ways, it does. So y'all, if y'all got children for a man and he was abusive or he was aggressive, or you got a woman that you married to and she was abused mentally or physically, she's not happy because of her past. And it take a strong man. It's going to take a real, real strong man to deal with a wounded woman. A woman that's wounded, that been through so much in her life, could take a lick and keep on ticking. So if you ready for this, prepare yourself for war. Because I'm non-tolerance right now. And I just wish I was like this years ago. But I wasn't. And a lot of women right now is dealing with a lot of stuff and taking a lot of stuff on men because they feel like they have to. And some of y'all women, y'all doing stuff, y'all doing wifely stuff. Some of y'all been with men for decades. He been promising he gonna give you a ring, been promising he gonna marry you and all that kind of stuff. And his mama don't like you. He wanna marry you, but he trying to make peace with his mama. He trying to stand up to his mama expectation because the mama don't like you. Vice versa, the daddy don't like you. Somebody don't like you, but this person really, really love you. This person really, really love you. So if they can't make a decision and man up and say, you know what, this is my family over here. Mama, either you going to accept me with my family in the way that I love my family, or at the end of the day, I'm going to have to make a choice. Especially if you got children with this person. Some of y'all parents need to step back. And the reason why I say step back, when a person got children involved, and when, first of all, some of y'all young adults need to keep y'all business to yourself. Some of y'all young adults, when you get mad with your significant other, him or her, don't call your mama and tell your mama about your old lady. Don't call your mama and tell your mama about your old man. And because guess what? The mama going to tell the family, and now the family feeling some kind of way. You ever got into it with your significant other, your husband, your wife, your spouse, or whatever, and you didn't told the family about everything that he been doing to you, but you ain't telling what you've been doing to him. So it's two-sided. And now when the holidays come around and people have functions, they tell you, oh, you invited, but don't bring your spouse. That's because you created that problem. When you should have just kept your mouth shut and kept what if you not, let me say this. If you're not sure that you are done with a person, certain shit you shouldn't bring outside of your household. If you really not sure that you are done with a person. Your mama don't need to know your business. Your daddy don't need to know your business. Your children don't need to know your business if they grown young adults, because that's creating a problem. And when the problem come in, now you divide the family, because at the end of the day, deep down inside, you still love this person, but you only going off of your emotion right now. You telling a lot of stuff to your mama, to your daddy, and your mama then told everybody in the family, and they got on the phone, and you tell mama, don't tell your sister, don't tell your brother, and the mama then told somebody, not a whole family know, and they looking at you sideways. That's why I say we create our own problems. We are our own worst enemy. A lot of things, yeah, that was a muscle spasm about to throw me out the chair. A lot of things we bring up on ourselves. Even though we got parents out here that now want to be parents, that was never a parent. So a lot of y'all parents out there need to take accountability for making excuses on why y'all wasn't there for y'all children. I am in a wheelchair. When I was pum, I had 4 children. I had 2 girls and 2 boys. Hey, Tracy, hey, Queen. And I raised 4 children from a wheelchair. And it was good days and it was bad days. But I did the best of my ability. I did what I was able to do, and I did what I wasn't able to do. But I sacrificed, and I made ends meet. See what I'm saying? So the hurting thing about life is that when you sacrifice and you do everything, and you do everything for your kids, and they grow up and forget. You ain't never, when I tell y'all, I'm having muscle spasms so bad. When I tell y'all that it's a hurting thing when a child tell you you ain't never did nothing for them. And you know you did everything you could possibly do. But it's a hurting thing for you to want that child to love you when you didn't even love them. You find all kind of excuses. Well, I got to go to work, so I'm going to just send you off to your grandma. I got to go to work, so I'm going to just send you to your stepmom and your daddy. Or I got to work, I got to pay my bills and this and that. What happened to sacrificing? Because I remember being a little girl, some children was left inside by themselves, and mama said, don't open the door, and they didn't even open the door. Some children basically raised themselves. Because those type of mamas, they made sacrifice, and they sit down and they talk to their children and say, mama got to go to work. And they ain't had no cell phones or no cameras or none of that. If they said, don't open the door, don't open the door. But me, with my little hot tail self, I opened the back door and went outside in the hallway with a boy. But I knew not to leave the house. But I still opened the door once or twice because I liked that boy. And thank God that he was a little boy and I was a little girl, but I still opened the door. I still didn't listen. So a lot of y'all, at the end of the day, it's not your fault that y'all dealing with a lot of stuff mentally, because you feel like you don't have nobody to talk to as a young woman. You feel like your mama don't understand. She understands. She acting like she don't understand. But let me say this in defense of some parents. Yo, we got some parents that been abused themselves. We got some parents that don't know how to love. We got some parents that don't even tell you, oh, I love you. You know why your mama don't tell you she love you? You know why your daddy can't tell you he love you? Because ain't nobody never told them that they love them. Somebody took care of them. Somebody paid for them to have everything they wanted. Somebody made sure they had everything that they wanted. But no matter all the immaterial things, it's not you embracing me. You playing games with me. You showing me love. So why you send me off to my grandma? Why you send me off over there to my stepmom and my daddy? Why you send me over here to my auntie, my nanny, my uncle? Why you send me all these places? Because some parents They felt like you was in the way of them and their relationship with another man. And they might not straight out say it and say that, oh, I ain't chose no man over you. Well, why you still with a man and you ain't raised your children? I'm asking a question, but I ain't asking for a friend. And I know I'm not gonna get an answer. How you chose to be with him, but that tells what type of man you have. Because to me, if I'm a woman and I got children and I'm not raising my children, that tells what type of woman you is. And if you're a man that's with a woman and she got children and somebody else raising her children, that's not a woman to me. A woman gonna stand on all 10 and take on her own responsibilities, no matter what the situation is. Even if she gotta make sure they're inside and call them every 30 minutes to an hour or whatever, or every 15 minutes and check on them. But nowadays, we got the parents that's living and they wants to live the life that the young girls and young boys are living. They got some older dudes still on the block. They got some older parents. You a mama, you a mother, supposed to be a mother, and you got all your ass out. I'm just saying, you got daughters. So you want me to be some type of way when you're not even the right way. How can you as a parent, as a mother, give me, be some type of inspiration to me when at the end of the day, you ain't right yourself? That right, Queen. The council ain't tea. Hey, Javette. But parents today need to practice what they preach. And it been a lot of time. Tell y'all something. It been a lot of time I done been around my mom and my mama was talking. And certain things my mama say, I listen. And some things when she say certain things, I was like, oh wow. But at the end of the day, when you think about your mother having all these children, and say your mom got 2 daughters, most of the time it's one favorite better than the other. And a lot of parents, I don't have no favorite child, this and that. You know your child that's going to take care of business if you leave this earth today or tomorrow, and you know not the one that's not. So you as a parent, us as parents, need to have a will and write it down. We know her right there. She going to take care of the bills and she still going to have her house. She responsible. But you got to ask yourself, is she responsible enough to do the right thing? See, she could be responsible enough to take care of the business. But when it come down to the finance and splitting stuff between the siblings, you got to figure out whether or not she going to do the right thing when it come down to that. And a lot of y'all in y'all mind, y'all thinking, oh, well, the ones who have property and business and all that, in your mind, well, I'm going to leave it to her because she's smart and she got wisdom and she going to do the right thing in your mind. But you have to be around your kids to really know how your kids are. So the parents who not there for their kids, that ain't been around their kids, how you can sit down and tell somebody about your daughter when you ain't never been around her long enough to really know who she is? The same thing. If you ain't never been around your child long enough, say somebody gave their child away. And don't get it twisted. When we was coming up and before I was born, they had no birth controls. So my grandmother and all of them was 13 kids, 14 kids. It was back then they was having a lot of kids because they ain't had no protection. Like they ain't had no birth controls, they ain't had no condoms, they ain't had none of that. So our older people and some of our ancestors was having babies and they couldn't raise them. So they was getting them to the grandparent. Even though they had all them kids, but they gave them away. So now you got kids that's grown now that then had other kids. They kids then had kids, and somebody's bitter. Somebody's mad because somebody's saying, well, damn, you ain't gave my sister away. Hey, Polo, You ain't gave my brother away. Somebody right now saying, well, why you gave me away? Why you kept Cheryl and kept Kim? And why you didn't keep Ann? I feel like, hey, Pam and Tracy, I feel like if you going to give Hardway and Hardway, why you ain't give them away? Why keep some of them and let some of them go? And back then, that was the way of the world. So now we got grown adults that didn't tell us their story with their parents, and we in the blind. And then you have to hear at a party, a family function or something, and we got the messy aunties over there, we got the messy uncle over there, and somebody saying, well, you know, Shirley ain't really caring about that one right there. That's why she gave her away. And you starting to hear stuff at family function. And you know what? You know, Shirley wasn't even tight with her mama because the mama used to show favoritism. So you hearing all kind of stuff at family function. And when you think about it, as you get older, you be like, damn. So and so don't get along. Me and so don't get along. Me and my mama don't get along because she ain't get along with her mama. See what I'm saying? Hey, Queen. So a lot of stuff that's going on right now in the world is because a lot of young girls don't realize that it was way before their time. Malibu. A lot of stuff that's happening right now. Some young girl on here right now wondering why her mama gave her up. Why, daddy, you wasn't there. Why you left mama for another woman. Some young girls, some young boys, they bitter because the marriage didn't work. They feel like, and they didn't heard. They didn't heard their daddy cheated on their mama for the neighbor or for the lady across the street. So when we was coming up, it was children should be seen and not heard. So when parents was talking and grandmas and aunties was talking, we had to go in the back. I mean, way in the back. It was things that we couldn't hear. Nowadays, the children gonna be sitting there right there, and you wonder, now how she know how to curse like that? How you know how to say? Because when we came up, if we cuss like the children cussing now, we got an ass whipping. We got a real good ass whipping. But now, y'all children is y'all best friends. I didn't know that God created us to be our children best friend. Last I recall, our children not supposed to be, is our children. Slapping them out, right, Nestor? Well, bat the shit out, you're right. So since when we allowing our children to be disrespectful and say the things they say, and when they get around their teachers and they get around other people and they say bad words, then now you won't, in front of the people, you won't whip their butt. When you should have stopped that long time ago. See what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it starts with us as parents. So a lot of y'all parents around here, y'all bitter. And at the end of the day, and some of y'all, it's not y'all fault. Y'all can feel any way y'all want to feel. If you feel some type of way about your mama not being there for your daddy not being there, you entitled to that because they wasn't. But you gotta forgive them because he said, forgive them. Y'all, if we could forgive these Negroes who kick us in our butts and cheat on us and all that kind of stuff down, why is you still holding a grudge against your mom or your dad? You could forgive them, but you could stay over there and they could stay over there. Because there's some wounds that mom or daddy can't never take away. There's some wounds that ain't gonna never heal. And I'm just saying, a lot of you parents, y'all want all the credit, but at the end of the day, what caused your daughter to feel some type of way about you? And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The problem with me and my children is a lot of things that I did that at one time I was saying I shouldn't have never did this, I shouldn't have never did that. But at the end of the day, that's who I am. And people will yet and still and say, well, damn, I ain't have to do our children something for her to treat them like you ain't got to treat your children no type of way. Yeah, for them evil spirits that come up on your children, you ain't got to beat and treat them no type of way. They got parents all over the world and been the best parent in the world. Like those two twins out there in Atlanta unalived their mama and went to school like nothing. Both of them fought their mama. They jumped their mama, and they got a knife and butchered her till they unalive her. And they went to school like nothing. And they're in jail right now, and the grandma go visit them after they killed her child. Now that's a hard pill to swallow. So the times that we living in now, the children are disrespectful. Some of the children don't pick up the phone and call you, and in their mind, they don't care if you live or unalive. They don't have no compassion whatsoever. I'm not built like that. I'm not built like that. But at the end of the day, it starts with us as parents. And us as parents, we need to teach them wrong from right, even though it might hurt them. We could still love them, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you right or wrong. Whether you like it or not, I got to be honest. I'm not selling my soul for my children. I don't know about y'all, but a lot of y'all going to have to carry your own cross. Y'all going to either educate them about Jehovah and let them know the ins and the outs, what's wrong and what's right. Once you done did your part of telling them, then it's out of your hand. But you can at least let them know, my daughter, my son, let me tell you about how Jehovah feel about your life. I still love you. I'm still your mother. I'm still your father. I'm going to be there for you. But it would be more than fair if I be honest with you and tell you that at the end of the day, Jehovah don't like our lifestyle. And Jehovah don't like our lifestyle, but at the same time, God still want us to love our people. And I'm going to say that a lot of things that been stored up on us didn't have a lot to do with us. Our life is not the life that we chose. We didn't choose to come here. We was brought here. And now that we here, we have choices. But at the same time, when you have a child for a man, just know that your child going to have his DNA. When you have a child for a woman, that child going to have both of your DNA. So if you married a man and he's a psycho, and he's a psycho, and if you marry a woman and she's a psycho, it's a strong possibility that little person you born might be a psycho. I'm just saying. It's up to you to nurture them and to protect them and cover them. But remember, when you have a child for somebody that's mentally destroyed, that's mentally unbalanced, most likely, y'all got to realize that that's the man you chose to have a child for. That's the woman you chose to have a child for. So at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Now, let me say this. All my children have different personalities. And their ways, I know what's from me, and I know what's from their father. Because if you look at your sons and your daughters, you're going to see something in them about the person that you had the child for. And that's going to remind you of them. So I don't know why I'm having so many bad muscle spasms. So y'all got to be very mindful of the people y'all lay down with and have children with. Some of us then had children and got into people families, and we didn't know the family background. And you can't, once you have a child, you can't change who that child become. So you either gonna love them and embrace them. I don't expect nobody to turn their back on their child. But what I do expect y'all to do is tell them about Jehovah. Because you're not promised to be here a second. You could leave off of this internet in a second and just pass out and no longer be here. Is your children prepared for that? I guarantee you, a lot of y'all didn't talk to y'all children about leaving this earth, even though it's a touchy situation, but it's a situation that y'all need to talk about. Life is life right now. And a lot of y'all should be talking certain things over with y'all kids, because you're not too old to leave and you're not too young to leave. Just because you're in your 20s, the young man that just was unalive at my nephew's store, he was 28 years old. When I got Pum, I was 28. When that happened to me, I was 28. And I'm saying that to say that just because you got a little granddaughter, a little grandson, and you got young adult children, don't mean that they exempt from that. Nobody's exempt. And a lot of y'all are responsible for y'all toddlers. Y'all responsible for y'all children until they become young adults and they know better. But a lot of y'all don't want to take accountability. A lot of y'all see a lot of stuff that's going on, and y'all don't want to be mad with your daughter because you don't want the daughter to stop you from seeing the grandchildren. You don't want the son to stop you from seeing the grandchildren. That means they controlling y'all. And a lot of y'all is being controlled because of the love that y'all have for y'all grandchildren and y'all children. I was dealing with that for quite some time. I was dealing with that, the fact, hey now, I was dealing with the fact that I love my grandchildren and I want to be around my grandchildren. And I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I never thought, I always wanted a granddaughter. I always wanted grandchildren. But not in 1,000 years I would have ever thought that my grandchildren wouldn't be around me. My grandchildren, I done been around them for 5, 10, 15 minutes or whatever. But I thought it was going to be me with a relationship with my grandchildren. Hey, my baby. So my grandchildren sees me before them being around me for whatever reason. I don't know. But I pray every day and I ask God to protect them and cover them with the armor. And at the end of the day, I never thought, but that's the trick of the enemy. See, the enemy know what I love. I love children. I love children so much. I didn't ask people to be their children godmother. I didn't ask people. I was thinking about going adopt, me 1 or 2 children or whatever, But at the same time, I never thought in a million years that my grandchildren or my granddaughter wouldn't be pushing this wheelchair or laying in a bed and I'm playing with them. I never thought that wouldn't happen. I just pray about it. I give it to God. But I'm to the point in my life where it don't bother me as much as it used to. I didn't cry the many days and the many nights behind my grandchildren because I felt like that was wrong. And I still feel like it today. But I don't elaborate on it as much as I used to. I can't change people. I can't make nobody bring their children over and let them spend time with me. And people be saying, pray. I pray every day. I'm going to keep praying but I'm not going to allow the enemy to destroy me because of my feelings for my grandchildren. And it's a lot. And my son and his two children, I see them from time to time, but they never been to my house. They never been with me. I never had opportunity to watch them. None of my children, my grandchildren, I never had them by myself. I never had my grandchildren by myself, except my oldest grandson. And he's about to be 16. And I always been around him. The devil tried to fight me with him, but now he's older. And in a minute, he's going to be able to make his own decisions. But my younger grandchildren, my other daughter about to have a girl. So that means I'm going to have 2 granddaughters and 3 grandsons. And it's Corbin, it's Saint, Denham, Clover, and Clover. So yeah, I'm going to have 2 granddaughters and 3 grandsons. And hey, Queen, hey, daughter. So it's a lot of things that I deal with. Oh, I love him too. And I got another godson. He older though. Renell's son. There's a lot of things that I deal with mentally. And people be on the outside and people be saying, and a lot of people done spoke up for me and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if it don't fit, I'm not going to force it, Right. So it's like, every time I look at my granddaughter, I see a lot of me, she look like me in a lot of ways. And I just say, I just pray and hope one day that they'll get the opportunity to be around me and know that I'm not a grandmother that's, like don't want to be bothered with the grandchildren, don't love her grandchildren. In spite of me not being around them, that don't stop me from playing my part as the grandmother. I do everything I could possibly do for my grandchildren. I make sure they have, I try my best to make sure I can put a smile on their face no matter what holiday it is, no matter what's right, no matter what happened. Hey, Mona Lisa, no matter what happened, I just put in so much effort to make sure that my grandchildren know that mom won't love them regardless, But at the end of the day, I can't force people to allow me to be around their children, for whatever reason that I don't know what people thinking. And then I go to thinking stuff like this. I'm going to just be honest with y'all. And I say, damn, maybe they don't want to be, or they don't want their children around me because of the HIV. And yeah, I do think like that. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I do think like that. I think like that. I think maybe somebody probably say, oh, well, I don't want, but at the end of the day, I feel like that. No matter what nobody say, that thought came, because I can't think in my mind what is the valid reason or strong enough reason for my grandkids not to be around me. None of my grandkids have ever been around me but my oldest grandchild. And I am a very clean person. I am a loving person. And they will enjoy themselves being around me because I would nurture them, I would play with them, bathe them, do everything that I can possibly do for my grandchildren. But somebody is in the middle. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I know for sure they didn't been by other people's house. And other people watch them. They literally go by other people's house and sleep at other people's house. So it's sad to say that I'm one of the ones that they have never been by my house. So if you got a man, if you got a son, right? And the only reason why I don't push harder, right? I don't push. The reason why I don't push my son, because at the end of the day, that's still my son's children. And then it's not just my son, my man, my daughter, me and my other daughter, we was close. We was getting close, back close. And my daughter, she told me, she said, I called her. That's the one I called, and she pregnant now. And that's the one graduated from college and all that. She is very, very smart, but at the same time, you could be so smart to you could be so dumb at the same time. And I'm just saying, y'all, a lot of y'all street smart. I mean, y'all, some of y'all street smart, but not book smart. I'm street smart, but I don't have a whole lot of education. But at the same time, some of y'all just think y'all too smart for y'all own damn good. I'm just saying. When I called my daughter, I was like, I just was calling you, I just wanted to know if you're having a baby shower so I can help you with the baby shower or whatever. And she said, yeah, my daddy giving a baby shower and you're not invited. And I was like, oh, wow. I said, we doing this again. Because I thought we was good. And I was like, so I say, so that's what we doing? So we doing this again? And she went to blah, 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 blah. And I promise y'all, I kept my composure. And I was like, so, because your daddy and his wife is throwing you a baby shower. So if they throwing a baby shower, you automatically know that I wasn't going to be invited because the wife still feels some kind of way about me, even though she almost unalived me. So my daughter was going on and on and on and on, right? On and on and on. So I told my daughter, I said the last words I told her, because she was trying to make a fuss. And she said, I'm going to block you. And I said, okay, God don't like that. And that was the last words I said. She ain't talk to me no more. I ain't talk to her no more. I don't even know if she really blocked me, but I'm sure she did because she that type of person. And I still love my daughter. So here we go again with a new baby coming into the world in the month of June. And I guess I won't see that baby. And I'm not going to even speak it. I'm not going to even worry about it. But at the end of the day, here we go again. Right. That was 31 years ago. So here we go again. So I'm like, and before I did get off the phone, I told my daughter, I said, you need to go to counseling. You need something. She said, I went already. I said, well, at the end of the day, whatever counselor you going to, I don't know what she's telling you. I said, is she telling you that that's not right how you treat your mom? I did get a little bit in. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to block you. Okay, block me. So that's my other, and man, my grandson, he's like, I want to talk to my mom, like that. My other grandson. But my other grandson, he called me my mom. So he do know I'm his mom when he see me. And it's sad to say that we was that close, but I guess we was that far. I know he probably in his mind, little mind, because he's so handsome and cute and he's so smart, and that put the grandchildren in a certain spot because at the end of the day, I love all my grandchildren, and then we got my other son with his two children, and I would never put him in a predicament with his family to where he got to make a choice. Maybe somebody said that, well, she could see him, but they can't go. Maybe it was, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it is. Maybe she could see him, but she can't get him. She can't watch him. I don't know what it is. And then one time I heard somebody say that she ain't gonna be able to watch no children, or she ain't, but I raised 4 children from a wheelchair. So why wouldn't I be able to watch my grandchildren? So either they discriminating against me because of my situation or because of me being in a wheelchair and feel like I'm not woman enough to take care of children, and I can because I raised 4 children from a wheelchair. Now, mind y'all, I've been in a wheelchair 31 years. I'm going to let y'all do the math. My children are 31, 32, 33, and 42. Do the math. All right, I've been in a wheelchair 31 years. My children are 31, 32, 33, and 42. Do the math. So if I've been in a wheelchair 31 years and I got a 31-year-old, just imagine the age limit when I almost was one alive. And there's a lot of people wish they had their mama, like you, Chocolate, wish they had their mama, they had somebody to be there in their life. Some people got a mama that's here that don't treat them like a mom. And in spite of my imperfection, I am not perfect. But at the end of the day, I love my children. But I love them from a distance because this been going on too long. And I've been going through this for quite some time. And now I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, so at the end of the day, but me as a mother, I just feel like me and the daddy, right? Even though this happened, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So I'm the one in the wheelchair. So why everybody else mad? Why they mad at me? And I'm the one in the wheelchair. Right. I'm the one in the wheelchair. So if we had to sit on a platform and say we was on a talk show, uh, whoever, Ayana Fixed My Life or Their Life or whatever, if all us was up there, I would love for me to be right there and ask all the questions. Because I want to know what is their problem with me. Right. I want to know from each and every one of them. Except my oldest son. My oldest son don't play about me, so he excluded. My oldest son love me to death. And they don't, y'all notice y'all don't see my oldest son at all. He be on Facebook, but he non-tolerant. If they don't deal with him like that and all that, he stay in his own lane and I am his lane. So I would love to be on the talk show. Right. I would love to be on the talk show. Wait, what you said, Melissa? Because the wheelchair didn't change who you are. You are still the same person in that. Right. You deserve to know. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff like far as me, being in a wheelchair and all that kind of stuff there. But if y'all would just do the math, just imagine the age I was 28, raising 4 children from a wheelchair. So back to what I was saying. I would love to be on the show with me and my children. And I want to ask each and every one of them. I just want to know what their problem is with me. Number one, oh, you be on the internet and you be talking to, but when I'm on the internet, I'm talking about me. So we gonna exclude that. Nobody can tell me how to vent when it come down to my feelings. She be on the internet, she be doing too much. So everybody all them gonna side with each other. We got one that ain't, we got the overseer, which is my oldest son. He ain't gonna side with none of them. And he'll say, since mama did all that, where I was. Because basically, if y'all do the math, he was the oldest and he was helping me with them. So at the end of the day, y'all can lie to some of the people some of the time, but y'all cannot get in front of people and lie. Because I want to start with the oldest girl, Jasmine. Because I'm trying to understand, what did I did to you? And our auntie is on my life. And our auntie had to tell her, in a lot of ways, come on now, that's still your mama. And at the end of the day, her auntie know whenever she saw me with my children and other people's children too. So I got receipts. I got human receipts that could vouch for me as being there for my children, taking care of my children, right? So at the end of the day, we got the first one. I'm blocked. She got me on block. We've been at it for quite some time. It's been a couple of years. She see me and say, hey, like I'm a stranger. And I went up there to Texas and I brought my grandbaby shopping while I was up there. I went to her house, picked them up, dropped them off, brought them to the shop, and dropped them off, and then I came back home. So, okay, that's number one. The oldest girl. She got me on block. She every bit of me. She's a bad man, my jamma when it comes down to dressing and all that. But her inside, she's bitter. Now, for whatever reason, she bitter. She was bitter for her daddy when he came home from the fast. And he ain't never did enough, but he was good to me. So a man that went to jail when you was a baby, you can't really fault him because he was out there living his life and this and that. And she was bitter with him and mad with him. But at the same time, as her, I'm on block with her. And I'm like, and it's a lot of things that I try, and I was like, if she need help and stuff like that, I must say, come online, post up pictures and stuff and say, "Mom, I love you," and this and that. And it don't matter what I say to her; she's still caught up in her feelings for whatever reason. She would tell people that I have the favorite, and I promise y'all, God could take my life. I don't have a favorite child. I treat my children accordingly. And and that's Jasmine Fashion Bug. She live in Texas. Then I got Corianne. Corianne is my daughter that I wouldn't have never thought in a million years that her and I would have the relationship that we have, because she's my baby. And she never got smart with me. She never disrespect me until she got older. When certain things she'll say, I tell her, don't talk like that, because she used to cuss a lot, because I used to cuss a lot. And my grandma used to cuss a lot. I'm telling y'all, my grandma used to cuss so much. So we picked up my grandma habit. And I was cussed a lot. Then my daughters cussed a lot. And I tell her, stop all that cussing and stuff like that. But Corianne is very, very intelligent and very smart. She's so smart. So at the end of the day, she thinks she got all the answers. She just think it's my way or no way. This is what I said I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to do. And I don't give a, she got that, and I don't give a damn who don't like it. I said, you ain't invited, you ain't invited. That's her story, and she going to stick beside it. That's her. Okay. So I thought we was good. So that's Corianne. That's the one who said, yeah, my daddy giving in, and my dad and them giving in, and you ain't invited. Okay. All right. So I told her, I said, so you holding a grudge against me for something? Oh, yeah, when you came to my wedding and this and that. I said, hold up. I did come to your wedding. So I wasn't supposed to feel some kind of way because everybody had shirts on the cruise but me and my brother. So I got in my feelings. So everybody on the cruise wake up and go to breakfast, and everybody got on the wedding shirts. And me and my brother don't have none. So to be honest, I got in my feelings. I wasn't supposed to get in my feelings. Yeah, she got one son, my oldest grandson. So when my daughter brought that up again, I said, damn, you still holding a grudge? I thought we was over that. No, because I said, all right then. All right, Lord, all right. You gonna hang up in my face, you gonna block me. Okay, that's between you and God. She blocked me. Okay, good. And now we down to the baby boy, which is Corey. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Corey is a mama's boy. Corey is every bit of a mama's boy. Corey love his mama in spite of everything that we've been dealing with. Corey is a mama's boy. Me and Corey ain't close as we used to be. But I talk to him every other day. And I be like, all right. And I ain't gonna lie. When I drop stuff off to him for my grandchildren, he bring the grandchildren to the car. My little granddaughter, I was playing with her while she was in the car. He left her in the car with me. And then he came back and brought her back inside. And she told him, I want to go back outside by my mom. And when he told me that, it lit up my eyes, because that made me feel good to know that she know who I am. But at the same time, I don't know the level of forgiveness that his spouse have for me, because all the little things that ever happened, even when Brooke lied and twist my words and said I said something bad about my grandbaby, the grudge is still there. But at the end of the day, no matter what people do to me, I sacrifice and I have forgiveness in my heart for them, but they don't forgive me to the fullest. So on a situation with the children, with Clover and Corbin, if it was up to Corey, I would be more involved in my grandchildren's life. But I just feel like he is not in control. And the reason why I feel like he's not in control is because my grandchildren don't come around me. My grandchildren have never been to my house. So at the end of the day, I just stay back because, yeah, right. I need to stay back because I don't want have no conflict with him about his children, their children, because of me. So if it got to be where when I drop something off, I see him, I just deal with that because at the end of the day, I be feeling some kind of way. If I see him for 10, 20 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever with Cora, that's fine. But that's the far as they go. Right. And I don't know why, even if it had been times, because Cora's like, oh, I got to bring, my children to see Eric. And I told him, I said, how you saying I love you too? How you saying you got to bring them to see Eric? You need to be sounding more like you need to bring them to see me, right? Because at the end of the day, I heard him saying he took the children to the park by himself. So if you can take the children to the park by yourself with them, that's the same energy you can take and bring them to the park over here by me. I live in a subdivision where they got a park in the subdivision. But a lot of things I just deal with and, just let them live their life. And day by day, I just hope and pray that things get better and things change because he do put in an effort for me to know them and to be around them when I go there. Even though it could be, I just take that. I just take that. And it's not enough, but I just take that. And sooner or later, I just pray that it change because how everybody else could know them and they could go by everybody else and sleep by everybody else. And what is the problem with me? At the end of the day, that's still my grandchildren. I'm not going to harm them. They're not going to catch nothing from me. I'm a very clean person. You know, to be honest, I think this stems from other people. It's other people that's involved, that's against me, that's playing a part of me not being around my grandchildren. And every time I buy something, even if they're not there or something like that, I get somebody to ride with me and to drop the stuff off. I put it in a doorway, put it in, they got cameras around their whole house, so they know I've been to drop some off or whatever. That don't stop the love that I have for my children. Yeah, you're right, Chuck. So at the end of the day, somebody, somewhere don't like me, and I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, I'm not trying to cause no kind of confusion. Yep, I'm not trying to cause nobody no kind of confusion in nobody's household. You know, so whenever Corey allow me to be around my children and to see my grandchildren, I accept that. Let me see, I accept that. So, um, so I'm trying to see something, y'all. So that's what I deal with. I don't worry about it. I take the bitter with the sweet, and however it come, I don't have a problem with, if it's like that, and however long it's gonna be like that. As you can see, why I keep pressing this button and it's not working. But anyway, you know, to a lot of y'all, that's parents. Y'all gotta look in the mirror and look at yourself. Y'all either gonna be transparent with y'all life, with y'all children. Y'all gonna be honest with them whether they hurt them or not, or y'all gonna see a side that God gonna allow y'all to see, and it's gonna come back to haunt us as parents. No matter what way it look, whether they don't talk to me or not, I gotta tell them wrong from right. And I tell them wrong from right. I tell my children when they wrong. I try to talk to my nephew. I don't know why, because I tried to talk to my nephew, you know, and a lot of them they don't want to listen to me. So I mean, what I'm supposed to do if they don't want to listen to me, I don't know. It's saying something on. I don't know what's going on. So you know, and I be saying, what? At the end of the day, I be on to take them places, and like go to the different places like they be having where they feed animals. They go a lot of places. How you send an invite? Wait, y'all. How you send an invite? Y'all, give me a minute. Why it don't want to let me? It don't want to let me do it. Now y'all gotta somebody gonna have to teach me how to do these phones because I went to the invite and pressed it and it said invite and it's not letting me do it. So I don't know. I don't know. So I might have to get somebody on tomorrow or Saturday, whatever day I'm available. Somebody gonna have to teach me how to work these phones. They're gonna have to teach me how to work these phones because at the end of the day, I know I'm doing the right thing, but the right thing is not happening for me. I'm not that slow. It don't want to do it. The phone don't want to do it. So, but anyway, it's a lot that be going on. It's a lot that I got going on that a lot of things that I don't know how to do that I be trying to do and I be reading on certain stuff and I don't want to press the wrong thing. I know I was pressing the right thing. Now, why you can't join, I don't know. But I'm gonna make sure I get all that done on my YouTube channel because it's no way possible you shouldn't be able to join on my live. Anybody. Unless I got something I touch and it says something or somebody had my phone and it did something about certain people that can't if you ain't friends with somebody this and that. So maybe they press something where I can't allow people to come in on my live. So I don't know, but my bad. But anyway, I would love to get with somebody when it come down to somebody talking to me and my children, and I just want to know why is this constantly going on and how long is this going to continue? How long, because life is life and I'm about to be 60 years old and I don't want nobody to be around here crying saying, oh, you know what, at the end of the day, hey Linda, hey Queen, at the end of the day, you should have, I wish my mama was here and this and that and all that kind of stuff. But y'all got y'all mama here. I'm here. And I'm willing to embrace my grandkids and my kids. I just be praying and I wish we could be, that's why eventually I'm gonna buy me a house. But at the end of the day, I want a family with my children and my grandchildren and all us could be under one roof and just, all of them. I have never been where it been me and my grandchildren and my children. But it done been like that with them, their daddy, her, and the grandchildren. The daddy done been more around the children with her, and he done been around all his grandchildren at one time with his wife. So what is the problem with me? Why is it such a problem that I can't be around all my grandchildren? Even if they got to be around there with me and still allow me to be around my grandchildren. And I look at pictures and I see pictures where they one big happy family. I see them with the grandpa, with their grandpa. I see them with the stepmama. I see all them. Everybody could be around them, and all of them they could be at other people's house, sleep at other people's house, be around other people, but not me. I'm tired of trying to figure out what is the problem. What is the problem with me? The biggest problem they have with me is I have social media, and I come on social media and I talk about things that didn't happen in my life that has nothing to do with their life. Thank you, Queen. My life, me coming on the internet talking about my life, has nothing to do with their life. Oh, I forgot. It has something to do with their dad. Oh, since that's their dad, I'm talking about their dad. But at the end of the day, I have never came to the internet and dragged for their daddy. Never. I never dragged. I've been in a wheelchair 31 years. I have never dragged for him. Never. And that's the thanks I get. I only speak on what happened. And I only say he played a major part in what happened to me. And it's right. They want me to lie, but at the end of the day, I guess I'm not supposed to, like they say, I don't need to be invited to stuff because I be doing too much. Hey, Stacey, hey, Queen, what is too much? Charlene, what is too much? Millionaire, nurse, what? Sonny, what is too much? Yeah, I'm going to go to a live when I come off. I get off in the next 10 minutes. So I just be, like trying to understand why is it that. So I'm gonna come off in 10 minutes. I got 10 more minutes. Try to understand why is it that it's so much like, with the bickering, when somebody, a dog gonna step in and say, you know what is the problem? Don't y'all know the sacrifice that I would have made to be around my grandchildren? If they say they don't want no bickering, no, when my daughter said, yeah, because the Jalooks and the maids don't get along, I was like, well, what Jalooks you talking about? Because at the end of the day, I get along with a lot of Jalooks. So who are you speaking for? Because at the end of the day, I have never had an altercation with the Jalooks. But at the end of the day, what I'm trying to understand is why so many people angry and mad at me. Hey, Butter, and hey, Teresa, Therese, why so many people angry and mad at me? And I'm the one that's rolling around in a wheelchair every day, Matthew. I'm the one that's dealing with what I'm dealing with. We can push the little alphabets beside. We ain't worrying about that. So you mean to tell me y'all still 31 years later, and people say 31 years later, she need to let it go. How can you let something go that people still be messing with you? Y'all might not know it, but they still be throwing shade. They still be throwing shade and be being petty and messy. And to all y'all women out there that be doing shit and y'all married and y'all be doing all this shady shit and all that kind of shit there, instead of y'all minding y'all business and staying out of other people's business, posting shit and all that. I see y'all. Just know that you're a woman just like me. And just know that one day y'all gonna feel like I feel. You're right, Stacey. A lot of people don't know Jesus. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people play like they know him, but they don't know him. Because he's not the author of confusion. So if you got a mother over here, and what makes her better than me? I'm just saying, if you the stepmama and this the real mama, what makes the stepmama better than the real mama? Oh, because that's what your daddy chose after this happened to your mama. I'm just saying. Where is the level of respect? Everybody should have a respect for one another. Long time ago, I forgave this woman. Long time ago, I forgave her. literally went in her face and told her, I forgive her. And at the end of the day, so we got people on the outside. All right, since I told you I forgave you, so evidently you didn't accept my forgiveness because you still with the shenanigans. See, it's one thing to say you forgive out your mouth, and another thing to feel some type of way. And guess what? I'm good. What y'all study showing y'all color by study counting me out as the mama, as y'all think. She thinking, well, when we have something, me as a woman, in spite of whatever happened to what happened with me and the other woman, I put my differences aside and say, you know what? At the end of the day, you my stepchild or whatever. That's not right. I think it's more than fair. But they so delusional to in our mind. But some women insecure about other women, and they still feel like if the other woman show up, that's gonna give him thoughts of thinking about the other woman. That's gonna happen regardless. But if you know who you are, and if you was a woman of God, you would know whose you are. See, I know who I am. And I know whose I am. But you mean to tell me 31 years you got a man and you still insecure about a woman that you put in a wheelchair? Now that's big. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm not mad. But every time something happened and it got something to do with our children, I'm always excluded. And I meant what I said. God don't like that. God don't like it not one bit. And anybody that's involved, knowingly knowing it's wrong and don't speak up for what's right, they being held accountable too, if you know Jehovah. They might say, oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But if you're a part of this circle, you do. If you're going along to get along, you do. See, it's called control. A lot of people is being controlled by money. They're being mentally controlled by, oh, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to do that for you. I'm going to do this. So the one with the most money going to have the most power. But they ain't got more power than Jehovah. They ain't got more power than Jehovah. But if you want to feel the need and you want to believe that you got more power than him, go ahead on with your bad self. I'm just saying. That boy right there. So at the end of the day, when people gonna grow up? When people gonna take themselves and hold themselves accountable? At the end of the day, God is saying, I'm giving you the opportunity to redeem yourself and admit that you was wrong. I admit to me being wrong by slapping another woman. Yeah, I slapped her because I was going off of my emotions and my feelings. See what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, a slap and a pum pum, them two things don't go together. Because it was two of them and it was one of me. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping off of that. But I still, even though I'm in this situation or this predicament, I still forgive you for what you did to me. Both of y'all. I forgive him for creating a problem, and I forgive her too. But they ain't forgave themselves. Because if they ain't what they saying, they're not showing that they forgave themselves for what they did together. They did it together. Ain't no one without the other. He did what he did. She did what she did. And the reason why it's still going on and it's still a lot of confusion and drama is because somebody's still in their mind. They still holding on to something that they ain't free their mind. Y'all could be outside and doing all that, kissing and hugging and yeah, and singing and dancing and all that. That's for the front. That's the facade. But deep down inside, the spirit is bitter. The spirit is torn. But y'all can be on the outside. Hey, Phyllis, hey, Queen. Y'all could be on the outside and putting up a facade like, yeah, this mine, and we happy, and we doing this, and we doing that, and everybody posting this, and everybody glorifying this. Don't get me wrong. I don't want nobody to hate nobody. Because all of us is imperfect people. But I see a lot of y'all glorifying this. Oh, let me do that, click, click. Let me do that, click, click. Let me video this and let me post it so I can send it directly to her. Wow. I get it. But did it hurt me this time? No. Y'all should have got me a couple of years back when I was balled up in a fetal position, crying over what happened to me decades ago. Right now, I'm good. Go on with your bad self. You not know that was the man I was with. So I know him. And I know he not the man that he portraying to be with you. So a lot of y'all women got to realize that. If you got a man after a woman, that woman that was before you, know that man. Come on, somebody. If you got him or her after the person that he was with before, do you not know that? I know that man. I know that man is being controlled by a controlling spirit. I'm just saying. But let me tell you something, homeboy. Don't sell your soul to the devil. You already did what you did. But at the end of the day, God gave you an opportunity because you said you were sorry. See, you said you were sorry. But at the end of the day, you still with somebody that got that spirit on them. That jealous spirit on you. And long as you with that spirit, it's one. I'm not going to let no man, no child, no dog, no cat, no mama, no daddy. I'm not going to let nobody send me wherever I'm going when it's judgment day. Because we all got to carry our own cross. I can't say hell or heaven because I don't know. I don't know nobody that ever been to heaven or hell. Wherever I'm going in this next life or whenever I expire, I'm not going to allow no children, nobody to allow me to stand in front of God on judgment day to be crucified. I'm not going to allow that. If I got a spouse, if you got a spouse and you know y'all unequally yoked, he not right, she not right, you better run. You better run. If you trying to live right and get your life right and your spouse still want to do what they want to do and you serving God, Jehovah, trying to live right and do what's right, y'all unequally yoked. See, y'all could play church. Y'all could go to church. But at the end of the day, church got to be within you. It's got to be on the inside. Like when y'all dress and I say, yeah, you can put that shit on. But it got to be in you. It can't just be on you. It got to be in you. That's how Jehovah works. You could be on the outside, going to church, holding the Bible. You know the word from the front, King James from the front to the back. You know everything about the word. But at the end of the day, it's not in you. It's not in you. I bet you I got more love for a lot of people. I got more love for Jehovah than a lot of people that's going to church on Monday, Wednesdays, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Because it's not in them. It's not in them. They playing church. They running the church because it's a hospital with a bunch of sick people that got wounds that need to be healed. I'm just saying. So at the end of the day, a lot of y'all that love y'all kids, love y'all mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, when judgment day come, all us got to get in one line. Ain't no, let me carry my daughter on my shoulder. No, God say, put her down. Huh? God say, put her down. Well, I can carry no, put them down. I want you to stand up before me by yourself. I want you to stand up before me by yourself. I need to judge you. I need to judge y'all on one accord. I'm just saying. Oh, so you saying your first wife wasn't invited because your second wife felt some type of way and you went along to get along, and you go along to get along. Okay. So if your wife making a bad choice, what you gonna do is make the bad choice with your wife. So that means, I know he said for better, for worse, for sickness and health. But at the end of the day, if somebody's trying to live right and somebody not trying to live right, y'all unequally yoked. So when all the time y'all been going to church, going to St. Peter's, even going to St. Jude's and all these different churches, what y'all been going to church for? Because y'all still the same way. Y'all still the same way. But at the end of the day, we can push y'all to the side. This fight is me and you. I was your first wife. I'm your children's mother. When you gonna man up? Oh, I forgot. You can't, because you're being controlled. And the cold part about it, I didn't tell her I forgive her privately. I did it around everybody so they can see. Even you saw it. But you still caught up because you're not in control. You're not in control. Because if you was a man that knew God, at the end of the day, you would have made the right decision knowing that I'm in a wheelchair because of y'all. Because of what y'all did. First of all, I'm in a wheelchair because of your infidelity. Because of you choosing to sleep around on me. And I allow you to sleep around on me when I found out that's how I get to be with you on that Friday and I got almost on the live that Sunday. I'm just saying. Y'all, it's a lot more that go with that. It's a lot more that go with that. And you know why I gotta play like I hate her. I gotta play like I can't stand her. But you wasn't hating me that Friday. You was loving my drawers that Friday. And you mean to tell me from that Friday from 1995 to 2026, you got hate in your heart? You could tell that to some of the people some of the time, but you can't tell that to me. How you hate somebody that you loved before they got in a wheelchair? I'm just saying, you could lie to the people on the outside and telling me, oh, I hate her. Don't say that's my wife. Well, when you go down to the Social Security place, they ask you, was you married before? And what's the name of your first wife? Some shit you just can't get around. So deep down inside in your mind, you want to put up a facade and make people think you got so much hate in your heart. So where the people at that didn't know that he was with me that Friday? And it gets deeper than that. I'm just not telling y'all yet. So you could lie to them, you could lie to her. But at the end of the day, a lot of stuff I haven't said because of the love that I have for you. I told y'all I can make y'all famous. I could tell it could be a tell-all. But at the end of the day, y'all want people to think that, or you want people to think that you have so much hate in your heart for me, but you didn't hate me 31 years ago. You loved me 31 years ago. And so we had no falling out. The only thing happened is I got almost unalive. So where the play come in at that, the hate come in, and I was the one wound up in the hospital. So where the hate came in at? Oh, the hate came in at when I started telling everybody, and everybody found out the truth, and I'm talking about it. Oh, that's where the hate came in. Oh, sound like to me that's love hate. But when you gonna tell the people what everything else you told me? Because you ain't never told me you hate me. Because I talked to you several times in the midst of me being in a wheelchair. So why you lying to the people like you have so much hate in your heart for me, like me and you, and never have a conversation, and me and you ain't never talked before? We talked several times. I'm gonna leave y'all with part one. So I appreciate each and every y'all. Where my dollar? Let me stop. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. My topic today, even though we talked about some other stuff, was talking about the parents that wasn't there for their children. We still have parents that's trying to put the weight on the children that know that you wasn't a parent. You want them to feel some type of way. You didn't play a mother role in their life. You didn't play a father role in their life. Let them live their life. Stop trying to convince them that You are somebody that you wasn't. You wasn't there for them. They still love you, but they just don't want to be a part of your life. You chose to give them up. You chose to not be a part of their life and just let them live their life. Don't be mad because you wasn't there. They forgive you, forgive your parents, still love them. But if it's in your heart, you could forgive them, but you don't have to be a part of their life. If a parent made a decision to give up on you, to give you to somebody else, and and I can understand if you right now you don't want to be around them, you entitled to feel some type of way. Don't let nobody tell you how to feel. But the right thing to do is forgive them. God say love them anyway, even if you got to love them from here to Slidell, La Place, Baton Rouge, or to Texas. You ain't got to talk to them if you don't want to, but you can forgive them. Because parents think because of the stuff that they did to you, even though you say you forgive them, now they won't force themselves on you. No, it take time. It's going to take quite some time because you wasn't there for them. You want somebody just to forget that you didn't raise them. Life don't work like that. I'm just saying. So this was a good live. I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. I had technical difficulties on my Instagram, but sooner or later we're gonna have to come on one accord, and we're gonna have to be on one platform because this is not supposed to be happening. Whenever somebody want to join in, I'm supposed to be able to allow them to join in. I love y'all. Y'all be blessed. Happy birthday to my brother Isaiah. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Not last but least over here, 750 people over here. But anyway, not last but least, I love y'all. I love each and every one of y'all on my platform. Cheryl, my daughter, Sandra, Linda, Wanda, Mama, Pam. I love all y'all that's on my platform. Everybody that was on here, thank y'all for the likes and the shares. Thank y'all for being here with me because y'all could have been anywhere else. To God be the glory. I love y'all and y'all be blessed.